You are listening to Proof Text, a Glossa House podcast exploring Scripture and all things related to it. New episodes are released daily. For more information, check out glossahouse.com and subscribe to our channels on Spotify and YouTube. Welcome and enjoy.
Hello and welcome to Proof Text. I am Michael Halcomb, and this is an episode of 3 Things where I share with you 3 things that I'm thinking about. And in today's episode, I'm going to share with you 3 Glossa House related things that are on my mind. In particular, 3 Glossa House publications. One of them just came out a few days ago, and the other 2 are right on the horizon. So what I'm going to do is give a sneak peek into these 3 works and encourage you to head over to Glossa House and get your own copies. So, the first work that I want to tell you about is Illustrated 2 Samuel, and this is done by Jonathan Ogren, who has worked with us on a few other projects. So I'm gonna give you a look inside by doing a screen share real quick. So this is in our illustrated Hebrew series, and if you're watching, you can see it on the screen. If you're just listening, that's fine too. But here you go, Illustrated 2 Samuel in Hebrew. And as the book opens up, you can see the chapters laid out in the table of contents there very nicely. Introduction to the series, the alphabet, the table of Katif Kirei instances. That's pretty cool. And as the story opens, you can see it here, Shmuel Veta. And what you have here is beautiful colored illustrations, and you have the narrative of 2 Samuel in these sort of tan boxes in Hebrew. You have the dialogue and the speech bubbles, and then down at the bottom, you have a pretty literal English translation that tends to follow the Hebrew. So this is great. Helps you divide up the narrative from the discourse within the reading, which makes processing way, way, way easier. Yeah, this is cool. Just take a look at this. Scrolling through some pages here. It's excellent. Well done by Jonathan, and we're proud to have this in the series. So this is now available over at glossahouse.com. Go over and get your copy. Next, we have a text by K.R. Harriman, and this is called God Has Chosen the Little Ones, The Hobbit and Tolkien's Theological Framework. So this is in our GFFS, the Glossa House Fiction and Fantasy Series. This is a nice little book. You can see by looking at the contents, we have Tolkien the Christian, kind of focuses on his life. Then Tolkien the Sub-Creator, which focuses on some of his distinct sub-creations and what he's doing here. And then biblical and theological commentary on The Hobbit, which is pretty fascinating to consider. You can see talks about providence, the spirits, portrayals of evil, and even some stuff on eschatology. So we can do just a quick read of a bit of this, maybe from the start. We'll look at the first paragraph in chapter 1, Tolkien the Christian. Tolkien's Catholic faith has often been noted in biographies. People have written of him ever since Humphrey Carpenter published his authorized one. The best work I've read in this regard is Mark Horn's biography, and I encourage readers to read this work for more detail. I cannot provide a full-blown account of the ways Tolkien's Catholic faith shaped his life, but I want to provide my readers a rather broad scope in this overview to make clear how Tolkien was not a Christian in name only, or Christian only because he was raised that way. His was an examined faith that he reflected on and embodied throughout his life. So you can see this is a great book, and way, way more going into this than I can give you here in the short overview. But I want to put it on your radar. This book isn't out yet, but it's about to be, maybe in the next week or 2. So keep an eye out for this Tolkien work, God Has Chosen the Little Ones by K.R. Harriman. The third work that I want to share with you is by Dr. Charlie Starr, and it's called Sacred Screaming, What to Do When Your Problem is God. That's a killer title. And You can see by looking at the table of contents, chapter or the intro, Does God Matter? Chapter 1, Anger at God. And then he's going to go through some people who have wrestled with God. Jacob the wrestler, Job is suffering, Rachel's weeping, David the warrior poet, Jeremiah's brutal honesty, Jonah the reluctant wrestler, Elijah the prophet whiner, Habakkuk, life's unfair, Gethsemane, how to wrestle, and God revelers. This is really cool. We'll just check out the intro here and read a paragraph. Make a picture in your head, a picture from an old MTV video. A man with shoulder-length hair, his serpent face bowed and head cocked to one side, his eyes staring upward. The eyes, they have, as Poe would say, all the seeming of a demon that is dreaming. Pearl Jam's Eddie Vedder sings about a boy at a school who's going to do something terrible. The music video cuts to the boy as the low, grating voice continues. His hair hangs below his eyes. He runs through a forest, shirtless, amid images of devouring animals, flashing Bible references to the devil, and crayon drawings of terrible violence. Jeremy pleads with the unfeeling parents and cries in a conformist nightmare classroom to that moment when he walks in with demon pride in his eyes, and flash of fire, the other students recoiling, flash. There are blood spatters on their clothes, and flash, a chalkboard suspended in air while the Pearl Jam song Jeremy winds down with the words, "Try to erase this from the blackboard." What an opening. This is, again, Charlie Starr's Sacred Screaming, What to Do When Your Problem is God. This is a great, great book. I've read and helped edit some of this, as has Fred Long, and man, it's a great resource, and I want to put this on your map as well, your radar as well. This is coming out also within the next week or two, so stay alert, stay tuned for this. Some great Glow's House stuff coming down the pipe, and those are the three things that I'm thinking about right now. Those three books: Illustrated Second Samuel in Hebrew, Sacred Screaming, and the book on Tolkien. And I think you'll enjoy all those. Beyond that, we have a whole lineup of books in the works right now for Glow's House, dozens and dozens of them. It's going to be a productive year, and we're excited about that. Thanks to everybody for supporting us. And if you would like the podcast, share it and subscribe. And we'd love to hear from you. All right, I'm going to stop there and say I hope that helps.
Interested in growing your ancient language skills but not sure where to start? Glow's House can help. From illustrated readers and short stories to lexicons and grammars, Glow's House offers a variety of resources for beginning, intermediate, and experienced ancient language learners. Head to glowsahouse.com today. Glow's House, language resources for the global community.